Okay guys, good morning. Before we get going in the shop today, we've got a sad note here. For all you custom car guys out there, anybody that's into automotive history and all that, you've obviously heard of Bill Hines. Well, Bill Hines at age 94 has passed away on the 20th of this month. He lived a good life, 94 years old. My God, he's seen and done a lot. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, he started out when he started Bill. He was playing around with cars, and he opened up his own little gas station, service station. Out of there, he was building custom cars, and it led on from there, where he ended up leaving Detroit, and he went to work for George Barris, and then he left Barris again and went back to Detroit. He kind of bounced around the map quite a bit, and he never left doing custom cars up until he was 94 years old. One of his probably most popular cars was a shoebox Ford they called the Little Bat. If you don't know him for that, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It's a shame. You should look him up. Some of you younger generation maybe used to watch Monster Garage. I know how everyone was into Jesse James. Well, on Monster Garage, Jesse James and brought a whole crew of the old school customizers in. They did a 54 Chevy, and Bill Hines was one of those guys. If you're trying to remember, if you recognize the name, you don't know him, he was a lead slinger. That was his nickname. He always had a big stogie hanging out, a big cigar. As he got older, he was hunchback a bit, kind of, smaller man. But I mean, man, did he ever know his stuff? I don't know what else to tell you. It's a sad moment that he's gone. Maybe for some of you didn't know, in December, he had a mild heart attack. And that was, of course, 2015. And they kept him in the hospital for a little bit and checked him over and stuff like that. And, of course, there he goes. He got on his feet. He walked out of the hospital a few days later. And out in the shop he went again, right up until, just like I say, up until the other day here, May 20th. And he passed away in his sleep. And he was out there 7 days a week, and he was doing this stuff. And it just amazes me. It amazes me what these guys do. And I don't know. I live for that kind of stuff. I mean, the older and older I get, the more and more I read and learn. I mean, you never know it all, and I just amazed at what these guys are doing and what they've done, and it just I hope to be just like them someday. Maybe not on the notoriety, the famous part, but just, I don't know, I'm out here 7 days a week along with them and just plugging away. So anyway, Bill is gone. It's a sad day. To all his family out there and friends, I'm sorry. All of us at Old Time Garage, we want to give our condolences, and we hope everything works out for you all over there. And Bill, we'll meet one day in heaven, because I met you a few times at different car shows, and we'll meet again. I know we will. Okay, so on that note, remember, May 20th is Bill Hines Day, and we're gonna light up a stogie here later in the shop, let it burn in the ashtray just for Bill. And for now, we're gonna show you what's going on and give you guys a bit of an update. So let's continue it from there.
Okay, you want to explain this?
Well, anyone who's paying attention to my videos, I did a quick update one day, and I showed this Charger, 68 Charger, sitting out in the driveway here. Customer brought it into me. He purchased this down in Texas. He bought it offline through, I don't know whether it was through eBay or whatever, or Craigslist. But
yeah, it was eBay.
eBay. He saw it on eBay, saw pictures of it. He didn't go check it out. He bought it and had it shipped up here. And
directly to your shop.
Huh?
Directly to your shop.
Yes, directly to my shop. I've never met this guy before, but he said, I've watched your YouTube videos, you seem honest, and he said, I want to deal with you. And I was a little leery of that, because I do not let people drop stuff off at my shop unless I've met them before. I don't want just people dropping shit off here. That's not the way I work. But anyway, he was what's the word I'm looking for? Relentless. He kept probing and probing me, and he got it in here.
Probing. No.
Well, whatever.
Let's just move on.
So anyway, so here it is. It's in here, and you can see obviously it is not in the best of shape. I mean, look at the body on this thing. There's not one straight panel on the entire car.
Please to explain.
The hood's not even bolted down. I mean, it's got this Texas dirt on here. I mean,
Texas dirt.
Well, it is. You can tell Texas is known for all their dust storms and all that kind of stuff out there. I mean, that's the way their cars are out there. And I'm not insulting anyone in Texas. I'm just saying, you guys know as well as I do. You get a lot of dust and dirt out there. So this is how it came here, and
what's going on with those vice grips?
Well, this is the vice grips come with it. The guy he bought it off left the vice grips on, and see, that's how the guy was holding the ground wires on.
That's spectacular. Mind
you, it doesn't matter, because nothing works anyway, because look at the front of the headlights. There's no grill. And you can see here with the baling wire, he's held them all in with this. Oh. So, anyway, but surprisingly enough, So it's a 68 Charger, and you know what, as much as I don't want to knock it too much, because you know the customer is watching the videos, I don't want him to feel bad. I mean, he likes these cars, he wanted this car, and he got the car, so that's all there is. Anything can be fixed. I want people to understand out there that anything can be fixed. It's just a matter of the worst condition it's in, it's going to cost more money. And I also want people to understand that you don't need to build, you don't need to spend $150 or $200 or $300,000 to have a car you can go to a car show and win a trophy with, okay? I won't get into this topic right now, but you don't need to do that. I'm building cars out of here for under 100 grand, and that's parts and labor included, and they're going to car shows and they're winning awards and trophies, and that's no word a lie. Now, you know, I mean, building a car for 10 or 20 grand is just done though too. If you guys are watching me and you think I'm going to go see Rick at Old Time Garage because you can do all the bodywork and paint and get my car so I can go to a car show and win a trophy for 20 grand, no, that doesn't happen anymore. But you don't need to spend 200 either. So anyway, this is what's going on. So we'll let you see that it actually does fire up and run.
And you did that.
Yes. Well, Chris,
because it was not running.
Chris, the new wire guy, figured out whatever. You can see the wires in here. Chris figured out how to get the thing to start. I mean, look, here's the dash of it, people. And again, we got this Texas dirt.
Great googly moogly.
So anyway, we'll fire this bad boy up. Now, it's just a 360 car. It, you know, unfortunately, it's not a 440 or a Hemi like someone wrote on the quarter panels. But I did do a compression check on the motor. Now, whether this motor is original to this car or not, I don't know unless I start checking the date codes and all that on it. I did do a compression check. Thing's got 150 pounds across the board. It's got 75 pounds oil pressure when it's cold. When it's hot, warmed right up, it sits at 50, 55 pounds oil pressure. So it sounds pretty good that way. Now, I'll show you the first indication of how you detect if you've got a broken motor mount. Hold your foot on the brake and pull her down into gear. Are we in gear? We're in neutral, there we go, we're in gear now. And you usually just tap the gas like that. Now if you go around the front, you can see what the motor's going to do.
Okay, I've actually never seen that before, and that's crazy.
I think we got a couple broken motor mounts going on there. So the plan for this car now, because it came out of the States, this guy obviously he needs a vehicle inspection. Now I'm a licensed inspector, but my shop is not licensed. But I hold my license and I keep it up to date all the time, and I know exactly what it needs to pass. Regardless how dented up and beat up the body looks, you can't fail it on that. But we need to obviously go through the car. You know, we need to go through the suspension, the brakes, all the bullshit. So I talked to the guy and I said, what do you want to do with this car? Because, you know, I don't know whether he's maybe bitten off more than he can chew or not. But it appears that he says, you know what, let's yank the motor, let's yank the tranny, let's get the diff out of there, let's go through all of it, let's make it mechanically sound, let's make this car so you can jump in it and go anywhere you want. And then he'll deal with the fact of what he's going to do with the body and interior. So yes, right now we're going to start yanking the motor out, the tranny out, we're going to go through the things, we're going to make it mechanically safe. He is not doing a frame-off restoration on this car. The only good thing about this car is the floors and the trunk pan and everything, all underneath is solid, it is rust-free, it is beautiful. But, like I say, as you can see again, go down the driver's side, there's not a straight panel on the old girl. The doors, even though the doors have got a few dings, the doors are really good. You know, the rockers are good. But as far as it goes, when you get into the front fenders and hood, I would not bother to fix them, I'd just replace them. So... And of course, like I was saying earlier, hasn't got the Hemi like someone wrote.
That's all kinds of lovely.
Yeah. And this, of course, here's your worst quarter panel down in this area here. Now, for a vehicle inspection, we do have to do something with this, because when you go for a vehicle inspection, at least here in Canada, they can't say anything about the dents and that kind of stuff. But this here, we can fail you on it, because what we consider this is protruding metal. And when you got protruding metal, we say maybe someone could walk along here and get their leg caught or their arm caught or whatever, and you can fail them on that. Now, me as an inspector, I kind of think to myself, and being a car guy, I kind of think, you know what?
If you're that close.
Yeah, if you're walking that fucking close to my car and you cut your leg, you fucking deserve it, buddy. Like, fucking back off. But anyway, so, I mean, unfortunately, that's a fail right there. But, so we're going to go through this old girl. Yes, and you can see, like, see, this is an example. The rust that you see in here, you cannot fail this car on that for an inspection. You can't fail it because of that.
She needs a lot of love.
She needs a little love. But if this was my car, and this is only me talking, if this was my car, I would leave it just like it looks. I would obviously fix that quarter panel, and I would try and patch it up so it's really roughly patched in so it matches the rest of the car. And I would throw, obviously I'd put some gauges in it and throw some proper interior in it. I wouldn't get too carried away. I would go through all the running gear and I would make it turnkey safe so I could drive it anywhere, but I would leave it looking like this on the outside. I would just leave it like this for the fact that people are going to be like, holy shit, what happened to that car? Because for all we know, maybe this car was actually one of the cars used in Dukes of Hazzards. I mean, look, there's not a straight panel on it. She's been rolled and flipped and had a million things done to her. And I think she's quite happy, put some loud exhaust on her, beef her up a bit, and I think she'll have that attitude where it's like, yeah, I may not be the prettiest thing at the stoplight, but you ain't gonna fuck with me either. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've gone through a beating and I'm here to take a lot more. So, me, I would leave it. But anyway, we'll let Steve decide. Steve is the owner of the car. We'll let him decide what he wants to do, but for right now, he said, let's get the running gear done and let's go through it all. So that's where we're here today, so we're gonna get going on this Charger, and that's it. There's certain cars that sometimes get to me, and I don't know what it is. I've always liked these Chargers, and I've seen lots of these, and some of these I like and some I don't, but there's something about this car. When I fire it up and I turn that key and she's just like, boom, like that, this car speaks to me. And if you're a real car guy, you'll know what I say, and this car speaks to me, and I like this car. I think this car is going to be a fun car to do the mechanical on. I think it's going to be perfect. There's not going to be any issues. So anyway, that's it. Remember, it's always a good time at Old Time. We'll see you next time, and lots of t-shirts and decals still for sale. See ya.